Hey guys, welcome to those Yorkies times 3. My name is Kenissa, and today we are going to be comparing and contrasting the Gen7 Pet stroller versus the Pet Gear No Zip double stroller. Oh, this is a Gen7 Jogger stroller. So we're going to be comparing and contrasting. At the end of this video, I will give you guys my opinion on which ones you should buy, and then you can let me know how you feel in the comments below. So, firstly, the most noticeable thing that you'll see is the width difference. Obviously, the Gen 7 is a lot smaller than the Pet Gear stroller. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my dogs in each stroller, and I'm going to show you guys the difference of how much space they have in this one versus how much space they have in the Gen 7. Okay guys, so this is all three of my dogs in the Pet Gear. You'll notice that you can't really get them to sit, but when they do sit, they still have a lot of room. You'll see all the space that they do have while in the stroller. One can be over here, one can be over there, one can be in the back. So they have a really decent amount of space. So let's move them over to the Gen 7 Pet stroller. Alright guys, you will see that it still is manageable, but you see how much more cramped they are and not as comfortable. They can manage. I mean, they're not miserable, but they just don't have the luxury of the space that they once did have in the Gen 7. So that's one thing. If you have multiple dogs or if you have a larger dog, you may want to go with the Pet Gear No Zip double stroller because you do get all that lovely space. Alright, so the next thing that we notice is that the Gen 7's carriage does sit a little bit higher than the Pet Gear carriage. I was worried about both of them actually fitting into my sedan, and honestly guys, they both fit into the sedan very good. They're very similar as to how they fit in the sedan. They both get in there very easily. So if you do have a mid-size sedan, I definitely wouldn't worry. And I know this one actually will fit in more of a compact car like a Corolla or a Honda. It'll definitely fit in Honda. I haven't tried this one to fit in the Corolla, but I know this one will. Okay, so the next thing that you notice is both of the strollers have the large wheels, and both of them have the 360-degree turning, and both of them have the locking mechanism. So if you are going over rough terrain, the wheels will lock. One thing that I do like about the Gen 7 or the Pet Gear is that they're the air-filled pump tires. So if they do get flat, I'm able to pump them up. With the Gen 7, I don't know honestly what I would do if the tires went flat. There's no, like, for instance, on the Pet Gear, I'll show you, we have this little thing like on regular tires of a car. So if they go flat, I can fill it up right here. With the Gen 7, none of the tires come with that. So I'm not exactly sure what would happen if I got a flat tire. So that is another thing to consider. Okay. Now, when we look at the access points, Gen 7 actually has, the Gen 7 has one more access point than the Pet Gear. The Pet Gear, you can only access your dogs through the front. Sorry, Marley. With the Gen 7, you can access your dogs, of course, through the front, and you can also access them back here. This area does unzip, so you can get them out from back here as well, and it unzips fully. So that's a positive if you need to access them from the back. If you're back here and something's going on and you need to grab them out real quickly without getting all the dogs or what have you, that would be a good thing to have. Another thing that I love on the Gen 7 Pets is the compartment at the bottom. I love that it zips, and I love that it's accessible if the dogs are in there or not. One thing about the Pet Gear, A, it does not zip, and B, it's not greatly accessible when the dogs are in the stroller. So let's see, Marley and Zoey in there now, Bailee's roaming around. I have to lift it up, and then Zoey slides up to get to it. It's easy for me because I do have, my dogs are 5 and 6 pounds, so it's easy for me to lift it up. But if you have a 60-pound dog, that's something to consider. You won't be able to really get into there as easily when your dog is in the car or in the stroller. Another thing that I do like about the Gen 7 is that it comes with 2 really good cup holders and a storage compartment. That comes with the stroller. I did add this little bag to it. I got this from Bye Baby. It's just a normal child stroller bag. So it gives me 2 more additional cup holders, little storage compartment, and things of that nature. With this, I said this in a previous video, this cup holder is pretty much useless. I don't really like it. Just because it tilts so far back, it's hard to put anything in there. And it does come with that little cup holder right there and a little compartment right there. So I do like that the Gen 7 has a little bit more storage for my needs, for if I want to put my phone up or if I want to have more than one drink. It's easier to do so on the Gen 7 stroller. They both have the quick release or the one-handed breakdown. Gen 7 does, and the Pet Gear does. I won't do it because the dogs are in there. They both have the foot brake on the back. Gen 7 and the Pet Gear. And they both have the shock absorption. So if we do get on bouncy terrain, the shocks will absorb some of the bounce so the dogs won't feel uncomfortable in the stroller. So the price point is extremely different. So you may want to take that into consideration when you're looking at purchasing the Gen 7 pet stroller or the Pet Gear. For the Gen 7 stroller, I purchased this stroller 2 years ago and it was $199. Now I did recently see this stroller in Home Goods and they're selling at about $150 now. And the Pet Gear no zip double pet stroller comes in at a whopping $400. So you may want to take that into consideration as well. It's a huge $200 price difference. So you want to look at that, because at the end of the day, they're both really good strollers. It just depends on your personal preference. So you want to look at that. Now, if I were to judge both of these strollers on quality, honestly for me, the Gen 7 would win. I do feel like it's made of a little bit better quality. The wheels never shake on me. It's always a smooth ride. Sometimes the Pet Gear's wheels will shake when I go from uneven terrain to even terrain. Like if I come out of the grass and hop on the cement, it'll shake a little bit until it straightens out. Sorry guys. But the Gen 7 doesn't do that. It's a little bit more of an easy push. And it's just a little bit more sturdy in my opinion than the Pet Gear stroller. So if we just go over it, the pros of the Pet Gear mainly is size. Its size is what is the really selling and the key point on this stroller. And again, it's a sturdy stroller and it works well. And I've used it a lot. I've had it for about a month now and we've gone a lot of places in it and it works really well. And I do feel like the dogs are a bit more comfortable in this stroller because of the size. And with the Gen 7, it's a little bit more, in my opinion, sturdy. And the manufacturers had the dog mom in mind when they added this nice cup holder on the top and the storage compartment that zipped in the bottom. I feel like they had the owner in mind when creating this stroller. So at the end of the day, I wouldn't tell you to get one stroller or another because I love them both and I'm going to keep them both. Sometimes I'll use the Gen 7 stroller and then sometimes I'll use the Pet Gear stroller. I think they're both good buys. I would recommend you buy either one of these. You just have to decide, do you want the size or do you want smaller? Okay guys, so that was my review on the Gen 7 versus the Pet Gear stroller. They're both amazing strollers and I would recommend you buy either one. And they both, some of them, like the Gen 7 will get ahead on one and the Pet Gear will get ahead. So they're kind of coming in pretty even when you look at both and you really break it down. And I feel like either one is a really good purchase. So definitely thank you for watching those Yorkies ×3. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe and share this video. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to email me or leave a comment below. Bye guys. Alright guys, so this was my review on the Pet Gear no zip double pet stroller. If you guys have any more questions that I did not answer, please feel free to leave those in the comments below. Also, while you are here, go ahead and hit that subscribe